My name is Ruben Kamart. I am the Vice President for Smart Technologies based out of France. I cover what we call the international region at Smart Technologies.
I'm Nicholas Svensson, President and CEO of Smart Technologies International. So I look after the company as a whole, and I'm here with.
Yeah, I'm Kiran Merchant. I'm the principal of Surana High Tech International School. We use technology in a very innovative way, and we've just been awarded as the school which exemplifies innovation in teaching.
One of 32 in the world.
One of 32 schools in the world.
Yeah, which is a huge accomplishment. So just to explain a little bit about Smart Technologies. Smart Technologies was founded in 1987. We are the original inventors of the interactive whiteboard front of room display category. Many people call the displays behind us smartboards. We are the smartboard company. So we invented this category. There's many competitors, but we are the original. And very early on, our founder realized that it's not just about the front of room display, but it's also about the software that makes it useful in a classroom. And so very proud to say that we have products in 170 different countries around the world. Over 50 or 60 million teachers a day and students use our products. And we are ranked the #1 brand in education technology in the world, which is something we're very proud of. And part of that reason is because we focus and care about the outcomes, the learning outcomes of the students. And we're here today to celebrate Surana High Tech School being an exemplary school. And when we say exemplary school, it's the use of technology in the teaching practices and pedagogy, and really understanding that although technology is a big part, it's only 20% of the whole solution. 80% are the people that use it and how they use it and how they interact with all the stakeholders. So very glad to be here for that. And of course, as a company, India is a market that is just absolutely booming here. And my first visit to India was 1984, and I can see many of you were probably not born 1984, but India has developed extremely quickly, and over the last 10 years, there's been a tremendous change, and it's really wonderful to see in the birthplace of many of the scientific concepts that we use today, where India and the focus on education is today within India. So we're looking very much to come to the country. We're investing in manufacturing, building our technology here in India, particularly in Tamil Nadu state. And we look forward to many years of continued success in India. We've been here for probably over 20 years now. But this, given the investment in education and the interest within the whole country, we're making a resurgence of investment into the region. So, any questions?
Maybe the reason why Nicholas and myself are here, so we are actually traveling throughout India for about a month now. Recognizing our very loyal partners, and we do want to call out their exceptional effort and especially the results and the outcomes that they are achieving. So that is an important reason. Another important reason is because we want to stress how important our Indian customers and the Indian market is for us. So we're spending a month here in the different regions. We are meeting with several hundred partners, loyal partners of Smart. We're launching new products as well. Nicholas mentioned that we will continue to strengthen our investment in India through manufacturing, through services and support, through investments in local content. And as part of that investment, we are doing this tour here. We have this presence here this month, and we're trying to.
And also leveraging some of the local technology that's being built and designed here in India. There's a huge tech sector that we want to be part of and take advantage of and use elsewhere in the world as well. So it's a wonderful ecosystem. One of the things we pride ourselves in is making sure that we have local content, local curriculum, And schools like this help develop that curriculum and help us understand what's required on a local level. So it's a very big deal for us to be here.
So for us at Surana High Tech International School, it is very important that our students stay relevant to the, to the best, relevant to the context that they are in at this age. So we, therefore, having technology in school helps them to connect to the learning in a much faster way and easier way. They can relate to it very easily. And also they learn constructive use of technology. They are given exposure here how to use technology in a constructive way, how to use technology to solve problems, rather than to use technology just as a way or means of entertainment, which happens mostly, during their formative years. For them, technology is all about using gadgets, but then for us here, we teach them how to use it meaningfully and in a constructive manner. So our curriculum, our subject teachers also integrate a lot of technology, robots, bots, of course they use smartphones, into the teaching process, teaching methodology.
Just to add on to that, like when we started the school also, we were very sure that we wanted, education and technology to go hand in hand. We did not want technology to be taught as just a standalone subject, but get it integrated into every aspect of learning. So that's where the boards, robots we use, and of course the smartboards have extremely made our classrooms extensively engaging and interactive. So that's the advantage we have using the smart panels in the classrooms.
What inspired you to start relaunching India? And what are the key objectives do you aim to achieve?
So the relaunch into India for us is because we do feel that we have the right products now for the right moment. Of course, we've always taken India very close to our heart because first of all, there is a huge opportunity for a company like ours. But at the same time, Nicholas was referring to the fact that there is big potential just in the technology and the people that have capabilities with the technology, I would say. So there is opportunity for development, there is opportunity for manufacturing. Now that we have the right products and we have the right channel partners, we do believe it is the right time for us to be here.
Overall expansion plans and future outlook of smart expansion overall.
Worldwide?
Well,
maybe that's more for
in
you.
India and
So just specifically in India?
yeah, India and
Yeah, so the first tranche of our expansion is to localize production here. So Make in India is a program that stipulates 20 to 50% local content. So we intend to get to the 50% level locally. So supply chain is the first thing we do. The second thing we're looking at is to expand into the professional development technical fields. So taking advantage of the skill sets and just the ecosystem here in India. There's a lot of very interesting work that's going on. And so if we can take that work, we can use it here in India, but we can also use it elsewhere in the world. So really tapping into that talent base is what we're looking at. So we're doing Chennai, Bangalore, we've done Bombay, and we're going up to Delhi. So we're kind of sampling the four major centers at least. We're not going to Kolkata this time, but possibly in the future. So very much tapping into the local ecosystem, and for hardware, manufacturing for sure, but for the software and IT skills, looking to use that globally.
how this smart influences for future India in the education system?
It's more, how does India influence smart in education? So every country we go to, every state we visit, education is a very personal thing for people. So they want to have it as localized as possible. So we'll pick up secret ingredients, particularly around AI and things that are developing quickly here, but really trying to make it local as make it look local, make it feel local. right? So we will work with local partners to do that. When we have a good idea, when we see something that can be scaled, we'll take it internationally and scale it. Like I said earlier, we're in 170 different countries we operate in, and so I think we've been in the Indian market for several decades. But now the timing, given everything that's going on with the investments in education, it really feels like a good time to double down on our investment. And so we're spending a month here, really not just talking to teachers and end customers, but our channel, also the developer ecosystem and community and service providers.
And maybe if I can add to that, at Smart we have a strong focus on what we call outcomes, so results. So it is slightly different for a technology company to be so focused not on the technology, but on the way the technology is being used and the impact it has on learners and on the society. So that approach is not different for us in India, but we do have, as Nicholas says, a local approach to that. So we use what we have as our global strategy and our global objectives. We do add that local flavor, that local content by, first of all, thanks to people like this that use our technology in a very efficient way and that can demonstrate the impact of technology in the modern days. We believe just implementing technology for the technology doesn't make any impact. It's the people around it and it's the way it is being implemented that is important, and that's why we're here to support that.
About the service.
We'll be going through a third-party service center. I don't want to mention names specifically because we're still kind of negotiating who we're going to be dealing with. But we'll have local third-party and as well as Smart employees supporting end customers and our channel.
But we will be able to serve every area in India on site.
How many days are age limit?
So we are a school which was started 2 years back, and like any other new school, we start till middle school. So we have here till grade 8, from toddlers group to grade 8, and we will expand year on year, we will keep adding grades, and eventually we will become a K-12 school very soon. But I would like to come back to his question to say how Smart has influenced the education system here. So I can say from our experience that Smart panels and also the other technology that we have here has made our classes very engaging and very interactive. It's not that the children don't only depend on textbooks for everything. There's lots that they can explore and engage in activities that can help them go deeper into the subject and also help them to develop creativity and critical thinking skills. Because if we were to go just by textbook approach, as an educator, I know that the textbooks are written for a particular set of students, caters to the needs of a particular set of students, but then here, we don't have that kind of barrier. If we want to, if we have a gifted student in class who wants to go beyond what the grade level's curriculum is, it's easier for us to customize his needs, and also it's easier for us to customize the needs or the curriculum of the student who is not yet at the grade level. So differentiation, customization are all very important practices here, and technology has enabled us to do that.
Yes, where we are lagging in educating system, why we switch on to smart technology?
I won't say anything is lagging because I think every system has its own practices which they do for the to optimize the outcomes that they have for themselves. But in our case, we wanted our classrooms to be very active. Like, we want them to see, even if you now go around the school, you will not see a teacher standing in front and kind of teaching to the students. You will see that they're all engaged as one group. There's a lot of collaboration going on, a lot of discussion going on, a lot of ideation going on, and everything comes together beautifully here on this panels. They're whatever they are doing So the mind mapping and all of these are very good features. So these have made the classrooms very interesting. This is what is lagging in the traditional classroom, where students are all sitting facing the teacher, and the teacher is standing in front
The key,
and delivering
the real, the first ingredient for success and what you're seeing at this school is the vision. The leadership has a vision to do something. Then they think about what is the curriculum and what is the pedagogy that we want to have and do that. And there's multiple different ones. And then they think about what is the software that can help us deliver that pedagogy. And then the very last thing is the actual hardware that you see. And so as a company, we recognize that. We have a education assessment, EdTech assessment tool, which is an online survey that allows you to answer questions of yourself. I think there's 40 questions, covers 25 categories. Over the years, over the decades that we've been doing this, we've seen great success, we've seen great failure. And there is no geographic area that is just good or bad, except for two countries, Finland and Singapore. Those two countries tend to do it really well. Everybody else in the world, I would say, is average at best. And so we've looked at all these areas and we said, if you can get these 25 categories correct, and you look at them all and you pay attention to it, you will have a good outcome. And those categories include all of the stakeholders, including students, teachers, parents, administrators, politicians, because when that whole community comes together and truly has an honest discussion around, we need this and we need that. You don't need a smart board unless you have a computer, right? A computer without a network is not useful. Having people go home at night without having access to the internet, right? So it's a very holistic approach. So we work with many districts. Like I said, this is one of 32 schools in the world that we've recognized as a exemplary school. We have one in South Africa as well. And they basically took a look at the whole ecosystem and said, we need to talk to the teachers, parents, the students, the administrators, the IT people, the politicians, because it is education, and education is very personal for everybody. So it is 80% social and 20% technical. And so we love working with educators in schools and institutions that understand the whole picture, not just the transactional nature of selling and buying things. So it's a very interesting problem that education is a very interesting problem worldwide. But India is not lagging behind, right? And I would say that there's pockets in any country that do well. The majority of people are average. And so when we see something exceptional, it's worth celebrating. But I would say outside of it, Singapore and Finland, average. And it's not, it doesn't really matter how much money you spend. It really doesn't matter how much money you spend. Unless you have the people, you don't have success.
Nowadays, kinder level students all are fully fledged in gadgets. So they are watching for education only, they are focused on goals and everything. So we are feeling it's into the education also means totally they are full fledged in gadgets. So what is this?
So just to answer that, you say like when the student doesn't understand what you teach him in a way he understands. I think these teaching aids help us to do that. So if a child connects to a visual presentation better than studying through a textbook, why shouldn't we teach them through visual presentations? So the idea is to educate the children to use the technology in the right way. It's not about addiction or screen time. It's more about using it in the right way, and that's what the schools are attempting to do with the aids.
There is it's just a world statistic, it's worldwide, but 20% of learners have some sort of learning challenge or difficulty. 20%. 75% of those will end up not having work and not being contributing to society. That's a huge problem, regardless of what country you're in. That's a big part of the population. By being able to customize the curriculum and the delivery of the curriculum to reach those students, whether they're neurodivergent or whether they have dyslexia or auditory or visual learners, whatever it is, being able to tailor and get to those has a huge impact on that group of 20% of people. Technology is the most impactful for that group of people. Very, very gifted, bright children can learn by themselves with a candle at night, right? Technology helps the teacher, but when we talk about those with, different learning styles and things, that's where the real impact is. And so it's a little bit different than you might think, right? Because usually you see all this kind of technology in the top schools with the brightest kids, with the most privileged people. It actually has the biggest impact on those that have difficulties in learning. So we're going to a school in Bangalore, I believe, tomorrow, where we're going to look at how they are children and learners with autism through art are becoming contributing members of society. It's a really powerful use of technology to help get these people productive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Chandra.
You want to sit there?
Take the mic.
Oh.